how are you today? My name is Carla. I'm an adult doll collector and you're in my hangout. And I know I keep disappearing because I have been busy between taking care of my dad, taking care of myself, and trying to sew some clothes. I am an extraordinarily slow seamstress. So slow, so slow. And of course, part of it is because while there are lots of patterns out there that a person can download and use, and they're wonderful patterns, really great patterns. However, I didn't think it would be fitting though to try to sell clothes based off of patterns that other people put the time into, because any of you who create things like that, you know, it isn't a fast process. There's a lot of trial and error that goes into it. So, while figuring out what kinds of clothes I wanted to make, I also had to figure out how to make them. And I'm going to admit, most of them, I had no idea how to do it when I started them. So, yeah, there's that. Lots of guesswork, which is, of course, time-consuming. But I do now finally have a starting collection. And I'm actually excited and nervous to introduce you to it. So when this posts, my Etsy site will be open and there will be a discount code for you on the community page. So without further ado, let's look at the fashions and I hope you like them. Okay, so the name of the site is, strangely enough, Victoria's Doll Hangout. All the clothes are packaged in these kinds of bags individually. And so here is one, I guess it's a tutu skirt. First, I was just really wanting to find some skirts like this, and I couldn't find any anywhere that were like this. So I made some, obviously. And so this skirt, the fabric is really soft, actually. It isn't stiff, and it has the elastic waistband, which makes it so it will fit on a standard and a curvy. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you guys the exact truth on how everything is made with the pros and the cons. I guarantee there will be a flaw in every piece. I tried not to, though. I'll let you know. I was very careful, but there's still flaws. So anyway, so here's the outside of this skirt, and it is a gradient. So it has like a light blue, and then it gradiates to the white, and then with this kind of sky blue waistband. And the inside looks like this. I did have tags made out. And here's how the stitching is on the inside as well. So I've tried to make sure also, see there's some sloppy stitching, but it's there. Okay, it's there. I admit it. So, but everything is made with the idea of it withstanding multiple times of going on, which is why this is sewn so far back. I did not want a person to put this on a doll once or twice and then have it fall apart on them. It just didn't seem like a good time had by all. So here's the first tutu skirt. I only have them in a few colors right now, but there will be more as we go along. So I also have one in lavender. And some of these skirts are shorter than the others. There's no particularly good reason. It's just how it worked. So anyway, so here's the lavender skirt. Again, it has the 2 layers. And then like a little small modesty panel. And again, yeah, there's the stitching. Yeah. But it's there. It's what it is. And this will hold though. So, but from the outside, it's perfectly serviceable. So, and it will fit. And like I said, all these tutu skirts will fit a standard and a curvy, because I want curvies to get some love. This kind of cranberry color, and this one is shorter, but again, the tulle, it is a really soft. It has a lot of give, so it isn't just going to go poof way out to the side and stand stiff. It's actually a soft tulle. So here's the kind of the cranberry one, and again, stitching. But as you can see, even if it isn't perfect stitching, but it is all reinforced, which I thought was kind of fun. And again, as I will show you. So anyway, I don't know if you need me to keep showing the skirts because they're all stitched the same way. They all have the reinforced edge, the tag that tends to fray. Sorry about that. And they all fit both types of dolls. I have it in a very light blue. And like I said, I'm going to be introducing more colors as we go along, but I'll be introduced with from now on as I make something. I'll just be introducing the things as I make them instead of waiting until I have a complete set. So no more long waits. So anyway, here's the light blue. I love this one. I do. I love it combined with this blue waistband. And then the last one is a pink one. And so it's this. Once again, like I said, and this one comes down a little lower. They're different heights, lengths, and I didn't do that for any particular reason. I kind of just made them how I felt like it. Now, another thing about these batchings is I've only made a limited amount. Now, some of these, the ones I'm showing you right now, they're all pretty easy to make. So if by some chance I run out of a type, I can, and someone wants to order them, I can make more of them. Unless it's, I mean, I don't think it's going to be like 100 or something. So, you know, I'm good, but they're already made. So right now you don't have to wait for things to be made. They're ready to go. I also made an assortment of pencil skirts. And again, all the clothes will come in their own individual little sealed bag. Oh, here's the one. I know you saw this on the other thing. And these are, I'm using Velcro, and I am not a big fan of Velcro on clothes. I'm going to admit it. But this is a very low profile Velcro. So look at that. So when you fasten it, you're not going to have a big lump, weird lump on the back of your doll that misshapes this fashion. It should look just fine. And again, you know, some of the stitching, but the skirts are all lined because I just think a lined piece looks nicer. So anyway, so this one is in obviously this purple. I also made one in this kind of a fabric, and I did not change out the thread, so it's this light purple because I wanted this to be part of the purple collection. And again, it has the Velcro. And then we have this pattern. Out of the three purple patterns, this one is my least favorite, but it might be someone else's favorite. I do think it has kind of a mod look, which I do think is kind of fun. And as you can see, there's some imperfections, and I'm keenly aware of them. Although I know that a lot of companies, when they sell their clothes, they won't even think about that, but I do. But I have tried extremely hard to try to keep, you know, messy seams and stuff down to a minimum. So again, here's your inner one. And then I also did two in pink. So I did one in this kind of a pink pattern. So it's almost like a seersucker kind of fabric. And and here's the inside. I thought the pink would be fun to have this kind of a satiny pink lining. And it again fastens in the back. And this is one of my favorites. And then here's the other pencil skirt. And I went with just a nice, basically simple pink satin. So, and this has a shorter Velcro, but it does also fasten in the back. And of course, as everything else, it is lined. So you can take for granted that most things are lined unless I tell you they are not. How's that? I also made some mini skirts. So here's the one. These mini skirts have zips in the back. There is a good reason for it. When I made them, I didn't allow enough of an allowance to have Velcro or a snap. So the zipper is what brought it together, so it will still fastened. So yeah, so that's why that's done. But again, it's lined. Here's the purple one. Also, the zips in the back. Then we have this flowered one. And then we have this pattern again. And it has this lining. And I just love that lining. And Velcro. And also in the pink satin. So, yay! I did make a pair of pants for you guys. It's only 2 pairs right now. So, and they need a steam, but it's these. These are not lined. I do have a button and they snap in the back. I am terrible at attaching snaps, so you will see that. But from the front, it looks real good. And like I said, it's not lined. However, I did add fabric at the bottoms and anywhere where there is an edge, so there wouldn't be any rough edges. And then the edges on the seams are finished. So there are no unfinished seams on these pants. They just aren't lined. No particularly good reason why I didn't line them. But I thought this kind of pink satin pant could be a fun look to go with everything. A little bit more formal, a little more dress up. As you might be able to guess, this is meant to be a little bit more of a dress up collection for all this. And I also made just the one dress for right now. And it's a very simple dress. And most of what I'm putting out today is in pinks and stuff. Each time I do, I will be adding other colors now. But so it's just this very simple kind of a dress. So I did add a couple this little pearl detail here. And I did add some embroidery along the top here. And along the bottom. I was afraid it would be too much, but honestly, I think it adds to it. And it also snaps. It snaps in the back and it is lined. So we have all these skirts and a pair of pants. You're probably thinking by now that you need tops, right? And I got you covered. Okay, so the first type are some of these very basic bodice tops. So I'll show you this one here. These also Velcro in the back. And they are lined, and of course the tag. So, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could reverse it. It wouldn't look as cool, but you could reverse it. But here's this, and I thought this fabric right here was really pretty. So, and I have that in this. I also made this kind of a little more formal pink one. Let me pull it out so you can get a better look at it. So instead of the cotton, it's kind of like the silky embroidered one. And again, it is lined inside. Now, from here, it's good. These do fit, these only fit on your standard doll, and they fit very snug on her. So they look like they are perfectly fitted. And they are lined in the back, but it was this part up here, because when I would sew the tops together, I found it was making the shoulder too bulky. And I was having a hard time trying to pull it through to have it all be one piece. So this is what I was so this was my solution. I'm not in love with these two little flaps, and as you can see on these, I did solve that problem. I do have other tops. Be right back. I also made a whole bunch of these little strapless tops. And they're lined, of course, by now, right? Lined and fastened in the back. And a lot of them, I did do a little bit of embroidering along the top here, just to give it a little extra detail, because I just thought it needed it. So I did those in white. I have a light blue in that. We have a light pink in that fabric. And then I had a more silky fabric, and I did that in this kind of a green, a purple, a pink. I do like them. I mean, it's very soft. The ones that don't have any embroidery, I kept a little simpler. But again, as you can see, oh, and this fabric feels really nice, by the way. It's a very pleasant feeling fabric. Then I did one that's in a flowered fabric. Then I did a little bit more of a sweetheart type top on this, on the hot pink. So, and as you can see, I tried to keep some continuity. So this pink is the same as this, and it's the same as what's in the lining. The same thing, the lighter pink lining is the same shade as these. Once again, I wanted it to actually look like, well, a collection. And then the last of the tops was this one. And I really like them. They're shorter in the back. They almost look like a handkerchief top. And this is how they look. And I really liked this fold down part here. I think it just adds another little neat dimension and gives a little contrast to the fabric. So, and I only have this style in this fabric for now. I'll be doing it in other colors as I go along. I have one more thing to show you guys. Now, as you guys know, I love jackets. I do. I love jackets. I love jackets for the dolls. So I could not make clothes for the dolls without making jackets for them. So once again, so this is, I'll also be taking a lint brush to everything, but here's one. This is in like a suede. It's a pink suede. Once again, it's lined on the inside. And I did add some little rhinestones at the corners to make it look a little prettier. So we have this in pink suede. And then I made, this one was supposed to look like more of a corduroy. So it's in like a kind of a turquoise blue. So here's the corduroy. It fits bigger. This definitely fits a curvy and a standard. And it's a little stretchy, so it isn't a pure corduroy, but it's meant to look like one. And I actually really like this inside here. I think it looks cheerful. And then I did a corduroy lavender. And I went with this inside. I think when I make more, I probably will use a different inside, but two of these in brown leather. So I also made two brown leather ones. I do need to add the tag in here. Apparently I didn't yet. But I thought a leather, just a brown, could be kind of fun. I mean, because I know we have all these soft colors. I thought, well, one more rugged color could be a fun look, right? And then I did two kinds of black leather jackets. So this one was with a more matte kind of black leather. And so I gave it a light pink lining. And I do like, once again, I like it. And there's some imperfect stitching, but I mean, it's mostly, I know it's there, and I don't know if everyone would even care, you know. So we have that one. And then the last thing for this series is this leather jacket, which is a little more of the other kind of leather. I'll have to look up the word. So, and this is lined like so, and I did add some studs, little studs to them. They're only glued on, but yeah. So now that I've shown you these things, let's see what they look like on the dolls, because that's what you kind of want to know, right? Right. So I'll be back. Hi. Sorry to interrupt the video, but I would just like to remind you that if you like what I'm doing and you want to see more content, it really helps if you hit the like button. And I think it's somewhere in here. And there is now a hype button. And if you could hit that, that helps tremendously. And of course, subscribing is always great too. But definitely, yeah, like and hype. That would be awesome. All right, back to the video. All right, well, this brings us to the end of this video, and I do thank you for joining me while I got to finally reveal some of the fashions I'm putting on my Etsy site. This is by no means the end of it. This is an opening volley. I'll be making more probably pretty much every other day. But the difference is when I make a new piece, I'll be featuring it here and then putting it on my site, but I won't wait for an entire collection again. But I want to get a goodly amount of things out for when I first open it. So now when you look at the dolls, everything that the dolls are wearing will also be available on the site. So the clothes, the jewelry, I still have quite a few mini brand shoes and accessories, and so all of that will also be on the site. So if you saw it on the doll, you'll be able to buy it. So this has been a fun project, and it's been a long project, and I'm glad I can finally get it going. So now let me know though what you thought of things. Now, I did try to show you the pros and cons of each piece, so there wouldn't be any surprises. I want to be absolutely, honest with you guys, but I still think everything looks really nice. If I saw this stuff for sale somewhere else, I would want to buy it. And the prices are not break the bank horrible. And I am looking forward to seeing your reactions as I start bringing out more and more fashions and colors. So right now we started off with pink and some purple, very spring, very, light colors. So let me know what you thought of things. Now, if you like this video, please hit like. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much for being a subscriber. And if you're not a subscriber, well, I have a subscribe button. All you have to do is hit it, and then you're a subscriber. Comment down below. Please let me know what you thought of things. And sharing is caring. So go ahead and share this video. And with that, though, I am going to let you go. And remember to check the community site for the discount code for you guys, okay? So go ahead and use that. I heavily encourage you to. So anyway, I'm going to let you go. No matter what time of day it is, whether it's morning, noon, or night, I do hope it's fantastic because you deserve fantastic things. And I'm out of here, so goodbye.